Thanks, Mr. Ciuriak and Mr. Fay. I want to explore a bit further the tension between appropriability and openness, because there's a certain tension there. And ask you about the role of foreign direct investment and how it can augment rather than counter appropriability. There's a general theme that this committee is heading in, which tends to downplay the importance of FDI because of the leakage problem and the rent, the rents accrue to the ownership of the IP. Is that your view as well? And to what extent can we use FDI strategically to advance our innovation agenda?
Thank you, Mr. Wu. So I would start with the observation that in the industrial economy, foreign direct investment brings technology, brings jobs, brings activity to your country, and generates all kinds of spillovers, multiplier effects in your local economy. In the innovation economy, foreign direct investment usually involves an M&A by a global giant taking over a small Canadian company and usually expatriating both the IP and the key staff and experts. So it diminishes your innovation dynamic. Innovation works in combinatorial space. Okay, you combine ideas, and the more firms you have in your innovation space, the more potential combinations there are. So if you just take one out, you take out an awful lot of potential combinations that could be fruitful. So that's what you want to focus on. The way to think about this is think of a normal curve, and foreign direct investment into Canada takes out the far right tail, the attractive tail. Trade liberalization takes out the weak firms. It leaves us with the mediocre middle. That's where Canada has gotten itself to. With foreign direct investment, I would much rather have a strategy of outward direct investment to take over foreign technology and bring it back to Canada. And I'll give you an example. When BlackBerry was developing coding, Chinese coding for its devices, it went and bought an Israeli firm and repatriated the talent to Canada. That's a much smarter strategy for the innovation economy than having foreign giants come in and take out our companies.
Thank you. Mr. Fay, do you want a quick word on that?
Sure, if I may. Actually, 2 points. So the first is with respect to FDI, the one thing that's not considered in any takeover or merger is the value of the data asset. And that's probably incredibly important in today's age. And if I can, just going back to the previous conversation on IP patents and R&D, most of our R&D is conducted via the university system. We have very poor business R&D, as you're well aware of. And what happens is industry partners come in to work with universities, and they capture the IP that comes out of that research. And we will have a paper coming out in April that looks at patenting at the universities, and it has some pretty shocking figures about how much of the patents leak outside the country because the research, the intellectual property is actually assigned to the industry partner, which is generally foreign.
We would really appreciate it if you would send us that paper as soon as possible. All right.